and get started. Would love to hear how you're feeling today, your top comms priority for the week, intentions for the call, and any distractions. I'll start. Feeling good. But just jumping from call to call, but fine. And my top priority for the week is ensuring a smooth launch for the Chainvine referral program, the Giveth referral program. Basically other things on the agenda here. We have a couple things for the end of the week, like the landing page, the April Fool's landing page. And obviously we need to get the newsletter out. So just want to make sure that we have everything set up for that. And my intentions for the call is to facilitate and don't have any distractions right now. So I will pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Corey. I'm feeling good today. My top comms priority this week is going to be getting up the Chainvine doc, which is almost ready. And intentions for the call, just catching up, see where I can jump in to help. No distractions. I'll pass it to Ahmad.
Thanks, Franco. My intentions for this, or like my focus for the week, is to successfully launch the referral program. There's a few things that we need to bring past the finish line. And I think all of them are on track for tomorrow, hopefully. And also for the newsletter, I need to send it out in like 3 days. So I started with that, and hopefully we can talk about that on the call as well. And what I want to get out of the call is just to make sure that for those two things especially, we're on the same page and there's no blockers for anything. And I'm a bit distracted because I have a meeting right after this call. But yeah, it's all good. And I'll pass it on to Claire.
Thanks, Ahmad. Hi, everyone. Feeling a bit tired today, but otherwise good. My focus for comms this week is to get the project survey reward comms out. Stalled it due to Twitter ban. I didn't really know what was going on with that. Present the survey results later this week, project survey results. Social media content with particular focus this week on our LinkedIn network. Intention for this call to discuss Twitter ban, although we touched on it in the last call in the community one. Earth Day featured projects is definitely something of interest for LinkedIn and Facebook. And the newsletter, just to touch on whether it should go out on LinkedIn again. And I'm not particularly distracted, just a little bit tired, that's all. And I'm handing over to Almond. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, thanks. My focus for this week is to align, to sync with the team on our following comms action points, meaning Chainvine, Twitter Spaces that we kind of like already touch on them, if everything is just like back to business or what's like the next step for us. And I think that I said my intention for the call, and that's also my focus for this week. I think that's kind of like the both things. And not distracted. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. My intentions for the call to stream, sync up with everybody, see what's going on, make sure I stay in the loop. My top priority for this week with comms is probably figuring out this campaign with the projects being featured for Earth Day, figuring out like which projects we should feature, how many, the details there. And my distractions is just I'm definitely working on some stuff in the background. And I will pass it over to Jake.
Hey, thanks. Let's see, top comms for this week. I don't think I have a whole bunch. I'm actually working with Yaz on some fundraising stuff this week, taking up a majority of that. Intentions for the call. I missed last week, so I want to always stay in the loop. And distractions. My wife is having a craving for bananas, so I'm running around looking for bananas. Let me pass it to Lauren.
Thanks, Jake. Hope you find those bananas. Yeah, my intentions for the call, I'm feeling fine. The intentions for the call are just to talk about, well, I'm interested in talking a little bit about SEO, and getting an update on like where we're at. I noticed it on the agenda for at the bottom there. That's like, we're working on it, but Ahmad is working on it. And what are we doing about this? I would love to see like if we could optimize that. And then just like we can talk a little bit about the Twitter shadow ban if it's like relevant and like the things to do. But yeah, other than that, just launches and everything else. And I'll pass it. Who has not gone? Santi.
Thank you. Good guess. GM everyone, feeling good today. Intentions for the call is just sync up. And focus for the week is keep working on NFT research protocols. And I think I'm the last one, so back to you, Corey.
Thank you. I think you are the last one, right, Nicola?
I am the last one, I think. Yeah, I'm feeling now super distracted because there's this German neighbor singing really out loud. And I don't even know where it's coming from. And there are cows running around. So it's very like crazy energetic around me. But my comms focus for this week is also to help and support with this featured campaign and maybe do a little bit of a preparation for the projects that are accepted their invite for Meet the Makers. And I guess that's the most part. My intention for the call is to sync up, stay in the loop, and also maybe sneak into newsletter little sentence about mandatory updates and just like keep reminding people anywhere we can. And also remember mandatory an update for our community, Giveth community project. And yeah. As I said, the distractions, this crazy guy. Yeah, back to you, Corey.
Thanks. That's a very good point, by the way. We can throw that in here. Thank you for flagging that. Okay, great. So, yeah, I put this on the agenda yesterday because it was still relevant at that point. But as I think everyone knows now, our Giveth Twitter was shadow banned over the past week. But it seems like as of this morning, as of like several hours ago, it was lifted. So I don't know how long we need to talk about this actually, but I guess we're gonna, does anyone want to talk with Lauren? Do you want to provide any information around this? It seems like everything is okay now, but I guess the question is like, how do we proceed with Twitter? Are we gonna slowly start posting things again today?
Yeah, I think we can start posting things. Maybe we can like post with less frequency. The tough thing about the shadow ban is that there's no way to know really like what caused it. Maybe it was launching a PFP collection. Maybe it was DMing people about it. It could have been DMing people links that led other places, so maybe related to the Impact Quest. It could be that we tweeted something about CryptoKitties and then something about Giveth Trace, which seems to be like a pattern that Twitter seems to ban for reasons I completely don't understand. So we can, I don't know. It could be that we've upped our frequency of engagement. Like we've been tweeting and commenting a lot. So sometimes these things get flagged. So I don't really know without knowing exactly what it is.
I was noticing that it also happened around the time when we switched to @Giveth. We were like migrated to @Giveth from @Giveth.
No.
It couldn't have anything to do with
No.
that. Okay.
It has nothing to do with that. I did that after we were shadow banned. And so it's definitely not that because that was later. But we can't really know what actually caused it. There's no feedback. Twitter, if you look at their help forums, they're like, we just don't shadow ban, which is obviously not true. So I think what we should do is like start ramping up our tweeting again, and like maybe not tweet 3 times a day, but maybe just tweet twice a day, and just start with that again. And hopefully we don't get shadow banned. If we do get shadow banned again, then we can try to look at to see like what things were in common both times. But I mean, I think we can just like within the next few days move back to business as usual with Twitter, and just at least not DMing people too many links outside of Twitter. And I don't know. And then other than that, I think we should just do our best. Like I think we should still tweet about the PFP collection if we want to. And although I did hear that somebody else, when they launched a PFP collection and they had a bunch of people that were like tweeting from their mint page, it was like an auto like tweet that you minted a PFP thing, then they got shadow banned after that. So maybe it was something to do with that. Anyway, I'm just telling you the things that I know without like any clear direction, because there's no way to really know clear direction. We can just try our best. So I'll try my best. And if anybody has like feedback or input, you can let me know. Or if you notice anything else, you can totally let me know as well.
Also, it could be people, like external people sharing Giveth tweets on replies or comments. I think that we just like read a bunch of activity that Twitter can punish. So yeah, it can be everything.
Okay, well, it's good that it was lifted. I guess it was about 1 week in total. And yeah, I think it's interesting timing that it went right along with the NFT. Like, I just think, I don't know, we've done this stuff before, DMs, like, you know, replies, like we've done all of this like all the time, like over the last months, but like the second we are like launching an NFT collection, like, I don't know, that's just interesting. So, but to that point, then I guess the question, like that leads us actually well into talking about the referral program, because we had that set to launch tomorrow. And of course, like we were planning to do a lot of that via Twitter. So are we comfortable with moving forward with that launch tomorrow? Just wanted to get consensus.
Well, I don't think that actually there were like I was looking at this chat this morning, but it looked like there were a bunch of issues and we still need to test. So if there's issues on production, we should absolutely not launch, unless that I was like away for like the last 3 or 4 hours. So unless it was like tested and everybody gave it a thumbs up, but I don't think so.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I was given the go by Monique like a while ago, I thought. So that's
no, because they pushed it to production on Monday, and then we needed to do the live production testing. That's like why I was asking you in the dev call, Corey, to test, and then like you had some issues, and then Carlos had some issues, and then we were like, okay, let's talk to Teamvine, and then so Carlos was like, now you could try testing again, but you have to start with like a new link. So I'm not sure that anybody has actually done that testing. So if anyone is available to, I think it's just in the all dev channel is that chat. But so I don't think we're launching tomorrow unless it's found by the end of today that like everything's going fine or like working fine. Yeah, Carlos at 2 hours ago said, okay, now test it again here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, because that was like late my time yesterday when we were doing that. Okay, well in that case, would anyone here be available to do a test or two so we can just get like a little bit more of a push on this?
You're talking about the referral program?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the if you just go into the all dev channel, there's like the link that Carlos sent there. So it would just be like, I'm gonna put some time into testing it hopefully today, but it would be good if more people could as well, because it's like you need to donate through somebody else's referral link, and then make sure it shows up on the Chainvine site, and then you can generate your own referral link and get other people to donate with yours. And so it's like a little bit of like talk to other people too who are testing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you can use the same link that you generated before. If you tested in the past, like you might need to make a new one, I think.
Yeah, you
So
do.
you need to disconnect and yeah. So I think that's also something. Okay, yeah. Because they changed something in the back end from Chainvine side. Like I think that they updated something on their server. So I think we need to if you are testing, just make a new link basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can test again. Is there anyone else here that could do a test or two today? Or do one test?
Yeah, I'll test as well.
Okay. I mean, the process for me was very smooth, but I didn't get the update then on the result. So, and then I know also Ahmad, you'd already mentioned we're still waiting a bit on those copy fixes, right?
Yeah, so for the landing page itself, we made the changes to Figma. And then I think like the dev team just needs to update it. Matteo said they were working on it, so just waiting for them to post it. But it should be done by tomorrow. And then yeah, I mean, besides that, we also have to update on the docs. We need to launch that. We need to also launch the blog post. I mean, but that could be done on the day that we launch the program. Yeah, I think besides that, I think we did everything else.
Yeah. I don't know why this is giving me this. Is it really going to leave the, okay. I don't know why. I just want to have the, okay, I'm going to do it here. I think we're looking pretty good on this. We just have the docs to be updated, but Franco, you mentioned that in your update, and yeah, we have everything else in review. I mean, if we're still testing today, do we want to pick a new launch date? And we just got the Twitter back today. Do we want to just preemptively bump this up to the start of next week, for example, to allow breathing room for a couple more days? Or do we want to leave it like dependent, since we're pretty close to having everything prepared, like finalizing these last things today and planning to maybe just launch this on Friday?
I mean, I guess like what else do we have planned to launch? I mean, I guess it also depends on when do we want to do the next Twitter space. I mean, maybe if we're doing it mid next week, we could wait until then. I'm not sure.
We did say in the community task call that the Twitter space would just be postponed until next week, I think on the same time, like Wednesday. So
Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah, and like we're not launching any other things this week. So I think if it is ready, I mean, it's already going to be on production. So you'll be able to find the landing page and all these things if you're like on the Giveth site. I think it's already soft launched. So as far as announcing goes, I think let's see if tomorrow or in the next couple of days it's like tested and we're working fine. But like, let's try to at least like announce it. I think we can be flexible and announce it either Thursday, Friday, or Monday as whenever, like according to like if it's ready and if we're like okay.
Yeah. And I think also like it might be better to announce it before we have the space, just because it'll let us make sure everything is working smoothly.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Then, then we'll just need to make sure we have final reviews done That's just the last push, and then we're prepared to go live whenever the testing pans out. So that's good. Franco, what is your timeline for the docs update, just so we know?
I mean, I think it only needs reviewing. I think that Suga said she would review it, and once it's reviewed, I can upload it. Like, it's if you give me a date, I can. Like, once it's ready, I can update it whenever you need me to.
We're in the same time zone. I'll do that. I can do that in the morning, and we're in the same time zone. So
yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the status. All right, so I moved it to review QA. So then we know.
Yeah. Just let me know whenever you want it, like online, and I'll get it online once it's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like if we aim to have everything ready by tomorrow, that would be if that's doable with everyone's timeline. And I know right now it's already like late afternoon in Europe. So, but if we aim for that tomorrow, then we're prepared in case the testing goes well today, to meet like our initial timeline.
Yeah, tomorrow morning works for me. If Suga's available tomorrow morning, then I can. Cool, perfect. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. All right, great. Is there anything else on this topic?
was there any discussion about the tweet thread? Do we need, or is that we'll just do that within the issue? Just the various comments and blah blah blah. We'll clean that up.
Yeah, I think I saw them. It's time zone wise. I haven't had a chance to resolve them yet.
Okay, cool. So it's all good. Moving on. Thanks.
Yeah, it's all good. I think the blog post also looks good. It's just a question of graphics. I mean, to that point, yeah, we can talk about that in a little bit regarding like the What's Up on Giveth homepage section, where we could also promote this, and that requires a graphic. So we have a couple of graphics that we're floating around now from Rodri. So I think it's just, but we can clarify that in the issue, I think, which ones to use for what.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. Well, then if everyone's good with that, we can pivot to the Give News March newsletter so that we can make sure we're ready for that to go out by the end of the week. Ahmad, do you need some input on topics?
Yeah, I put 5 main topics I think we want to highlight. So I mentioned PFP, I mentioned referral, I mentioned the Medium article about ETH Denver, the Spanish website, Polygon. Yeah, like those are the main ones. And then if anyone has anything else, if anyone has a featured project that they want me to highlight, I can include that.
What about our community events, like the Meet the Makers will be April 19th. This would be the newsletter to feature that in, right?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
I just sneaked it in. I just commented.
Oh, cool. And maybe even like the Twitter spaces and stuff, maybe we can have a section in the newsletter that's like featuring our upcoming events, or at least links to a place where they can find out what are all the events that are going on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, would I link them to the calendar or tell them to go on Discord to see like all the events?
That's a good question. I mean, it's a big hurdle to get people to join Discord, I think. Like, that's a big blocker. So it would be nice to have a different place that they could go, but also our Google Calendar has all of our calls and this types of things too, which is why I thought maybe it would just be nice to like just feature the time and date, and and then we could tell them which platform, or I'm not really sure, honestly, what would be the best way. Maybe we should make a different calendar that just has community events and not just like our calls and meetings and stuff. Maybe that's something that we can explore.
Yeah, we did that for ETH Denver. Like there was a public calendar that I made. I mean, that's not really that hard to do. We could do that if we have enough events that we think would populate it.
Does it say specifically ETH Denver on the title of the calendar, or could we use that same calendar? Because you could just copy over the events from the Giveth calendar. You could easily just like copy them to that calendar as they come up on the Giveth calendar, and we can share that one.
Well, that one, yeah, I think it's called ETH Denver.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think you can change the name because it's tied to the email. So like you need to make the email be called something that's more, like public or like not tied to an event.
Right. Well, maybe we could maybe create one that. I mean, we could maybe add it within the Giveth.io Gmail, but then only people who have access to that email could do it. So it'd be nice to have one that's not tied to that email that could be more freely accessed by contributors and stuff.
Is that something that you want to prepare though for like this edition? Because we are putting it out in a few days, right? Want to be clear on like tangible.
I mean, how many events do we have? We have this Meet the Maker, then we have on Wednesday the Twitter space, right? Is there anything else?
We've got the Twitter space for the Chainvine thing on the 5th. We've got a Twitter space with Bankless Brazil on the 12th. We've got another one with Panvala Stamps program on the 19th, or is it on the 26th, I'm sorry. And then Meet the Makers on the 19th. So basically every Wednesday for April we have an event.
Yeah, I can add on a calendar. It'll only take like 5 minutes, it's fine. I can do it.
Can you actually fill those in, or can someone fill those in here on the issue or link to the that Notion page?
Yeah, I can put them.
Yeah, I mean, if you could let me know what the time and the time zone is.
Yeah, I'll put them in and I can link to our community thing too. It's 1296. Okay, I'll put them in right now.
Yeah, great. Then I think maybe for this edition, you could probably just list them out, but I like the idea of like having a calendar to link to as well. I mean, that's pretty clean. And then we could always update the calendar with like live links as needed. Okay, any other topics here besides upcoming events? All right. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I don't know, flagging it. It's April Fool's. If we're sending out the newsletter Friday, would you want to promote that landing page somehow? Like as a joke? I don't know. We're doing a rebrand. Like whatever.
Oh, yeah. I think we should definitely announce the rebrand joke. But we could do that on Saturday because like on actual April Fool's.
Yeah, I just meant, I don't know, we could even potentially schedule the newsletter to go out Saturday with a blurb in there. It's just a thought. We don't have to do it in the newsletter, but.
Also, I'm not sure that the devs, I don't know if it was understood that we wanted to remove the DM or tweet keys request. I looked like that was still in there, but.
Yeah, I made a comment on the issue for the devs, and I told them to change that. And I also made a comment on the Figma as well.
But I think your comment was to put DM and not tweet, and I don't think we want either.
Oh. I mean, wasn't like what the objection was we didn't want it to be something that was public, but it's fine if they send us a DM.
I personally don't think that's a good idea because you're still asking for like ultra private information, and you never know who might misunderstood that and could actually send I don't know. That's my thought.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you have like another thing to add, or if you want to.
I had loads of ideas, but I think they all got ignored. I was like typing. I wrote a whole bunch of stuff.
You're the one that's in charge of the content. Like, you have the right to veto stuff if you want. You know, like.
I just want there to be a fish.
A fish.
I had some ideas. Maybe they were just too complicated. I don't know. I was like, oh, we could do it because the fish symbol, and I put all that, Corey, last week you asked me to, so I added all this kind of cultural information that in many countries, the fish becomes the symbol of April Fools in a lot of European and I think other countries actually. So just having the fish on something, it's often used even in like fake news articles that you'll have a fish and then that's how you kind of know that it's fake. I don't know, maybe it just got a little bit too complicated. I was like, oh yeah, we could ask them to send us fish instead of, or the givebacks will be in fish, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I was getting carried away, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, okay, if you want to, maybe like, let's work through the issue and just like add a couple of other ideas. Like, I guess we have consensus to remove. I do remember us talking, like saying just like, let's remove that entirely. Pretty sure with the private key thing. So it's not, since we have like, we're kind of like speaking to different crowds.
Right.
Yeah. We just need to.
And then instead, just a message like it would say like whatever. Click here to. I'm not looking at it right now. I'm on my phone, but just we'll change that a link to send them to either just to Giveth.io or to the matching pool or something like that. Like they'll get sent somewhere if they click.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Putting a CTA here to something like the projects page or, like directing people somewhere. Yeah, there could be also like one in, maybe it's a cheeky ask to like donate to Giveth. But in a nice way, I don't know. I'm probably not the best for me to spitball on this right now. But yeah, we could put potentially a CTA here or a link.
Maybe I don't know. I was actually just gonna sit down and look at this. I'm like doing dinner right now. I could sign off on this with Ahmad tomorrow morning since the time zone thing. I don't know if that's helpful. Or if we just hack it out right now.
Any other ideas around this? Could also point to our NFT launch in some way. I think like it's a cool idea to point to something that we just launched.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, like want in. I don't know. I cannot spitball on this right this second unless someone else has an idea, but that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah. Somebody else chime in. Come on.
Anybody? No? Okay. Okay, well, if you have any ideas would be great. So we could just like get that ready to go. I think, I kind of skipped down there for a second, but, to move briefly through the fiat integration launch, my understanding is Kotabe here. Yeah, Kotabe provided a couple updates on that already, but my understanding is still need testing on this. So I have it on the agenda, but I didn't think we need to talk about it very long as we're still waiting for more results.
I think they briefly discussed it on the development call on Monday, but I was there a bit late and they were finishing talking about Fiat integration. So I'm not sure where are we standing, if there was going to be like a soft launch from some of the features. I'm not really sure. I don't know if you or Lauren heard more on that call.
Yeah. My understanding is like, Lauren, I would love your input here a little bit, but my understanding is like on the Mount Pelerin ramp, like that's possibly like something that could be like ready to go sooner, but like I just don't feel like this is ready for us to be pushing in comms yet.
Isn't it live already as well on production? I think they were soft launching it yesterday.
Yeah, that was my understanding is like there's the soft launch. I just don't know. Yeah, it was also like Twitter was down until like this morning. So I just kind of thought it wouldn't make sense for us to be moving forward with that this week. And then Kotabe, you said that the ramp wasn't really working for you and you wanted to test it again today. So it just doesn't seem like the right time to be launching this in comms at the moment.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm just messaging Mateo right now. We'll see also like what he's saying. But yeah, Tabi, if you're having issues with testing, I don't know. It's hard. I haven't actually done the work with this, and it's like hard to know like what is our metric for deciding that this is like functional and ready. But if it is already on production, like hopefully, I mean, I don't think we should have things on production that like we're not happy about. So.
Yeah, it's on production, and everything is on production. DonorBox, which actually DonorBox works very nice. It's a shame that it's only for Giveth. DonorBox is there. Buy XDAI is there, but also on Ramper is there.
If anyone else has the capacity to test this, that would be great. I think to get input also from others in comms. For ourselves just to understand how it works, but also, Kotabe is here in Mexico, and then maybe if there's someone in a different location. I don't know if we would like move forward with communicating out like this first part as like a soft launch and then wait for the rest. That's also a question. If this is relatively smooth.
Yeah, it will be more beneficial to start testing. Well, at least I think more people had issues with on-ramper, but they made some modifications. It seems to be more, I don't think that you can select many tokens now, just ETH, but it seems to be more straightforward. But for me, it's working good now. But I don't know for others. So I think on-ramper will be a good one to test.
Okay. All right. Let's check in on this then. I would say, well, Mateo's going to give feedback as well. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't seem like let's just see what the feedback is, but it doesn't seem like this would be ready for this week. So I would move this again to next week and see if we can maybe like move forward with the Mount Pelerin on Ramper. Okay. So regarding the next topic, we talked about this a bit last week, comms campaigns for the homepage, and that we could spend a little bit of time on this today regarding two things, which is the campaign section, the featured projects section here on the homepage, but then also the What's Up on Giveth section. I went ahead and created a Notion page to make this a little bit easier to organize on a regular basis, which basically is this page under the comms working group in Notion that outlines first the projects campaign section with some responsibilities around this, and where we can create like a campaign schedule and also list out projects. Love some feedback on this. I tagged a bunch of people. And here we can like kind of list out different title ideas, assuming we want to update this once a month, and also like compile the projects to set up through Admin Bro. And the page also includes in the second section for What's Up on Giveth that we can still determine like how often we want to update this. For now, I just set a minimum like once every 3 months, but we can also do this more frequently. And the idea would be also to brainstorm on topics and prepare the copy and the banners for this. So got some input here from Lauren, which is awesome. Thank you for that. Would love input from the rest of the group as well. And yeah, so, and also Ashley already mentioned there was a demo that was done on Monday with the dev team that's been recorded for anyone who would like to onboard to how to use Admin Bro. And so we have the information that we need to update these campaigns, and now it's really just around like organizing the comms for it. So we'd said for April that we're looking at the topic of Earth Day, and so just want to make sure I leave some room in the agenda to talk about this.
Yeah, I did leave some notes in the issue. I'm just working with Mohammed to get the role created for the campaign manager and Admin Bro, and with your guys' emails and stuff. Once that's ready, I can let you guys know. And if there's anybody who doesn't feel comfortable from watching the recording or like needs more information or something, I'd be happy to like jump in a quick sync call and just walk you through it once we do have the access, because I think doing it hands-on will probably, or practicing hands-on will probably be a lot easier to learn than watching the dev demo. But at least you can get the basic info there. Mohammed did create a document. I could probably add it to... Maybe we can add it to your Notion page. I'll put some ideas in the schedule there. And I think we should definitely, like, anybody can put ideas. Like, maybe we do more than one so that there's space for, like, brainstorming in that document. And then we can choose, like, which one we like the best. So if there's already ideas in one of those sections, like, feel free to still add more, so if for May, if somebody thinks that there's a good idea, like, and there's already something written in the box, like, still just add more things in there, because we can always choose what we think is the best one, and maybe we can just brainstorm together. And then I was wondering, do we also want to have Earth Day in the What's Up on Giveth section? I don't know. It's just like not something that is actually happening on our platform or like an update from Giveth. So I'm not really sure if we just want to do it in the featured project section or if we wanted to also do it in the featured part. Maybe we like can advertise the Meet the Makers event, since that's like something that's actually happening within our community and it's still based around the Earth Day thing. Anyways, I did leave some comments in the issue. So that's my input on this.
Yeah, and I'm sorry guys, I missed the first introduction parts. I had some guys stopping and asking for things around here, but yeah, I can help with this selection for the Earth Day. As I mentioned, I also commented in the issue. So just for me, it's like, yeah, how many projects do we want to feature? And I'm leaning more towards like keeping it simple. So if we can stick to a simple topics, for example, like the categories that we have already set on the platform, then it's much easier and much more time efficient, to just go in, select the projects by the category, copy those Slacks, copy those projects, and put it in, and it's like super fast, easy task. So that's like that would be my preferred way to go, but because then everybody can do it, not just me or Ashley. Anybody can basically do it and filter, but based on that. And
I was wondering that too, like the number of projects. When I went in and I was
Right.
looking at the nature filter, there's 128. So I don't know. I mean, that would be like probably too many to try to feature in that one section. But
Right.
yeah, maybe we do verified projects under the category or something. Let me see how many that would be. If they were verified, then it'd be 42 under nature, which might
Mhm.
still
I
be
think
a little
that's too many.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do verified and like recent updates, like pick the ones that are like the most recently updated or the most recently active.
Yeah, and do like the top 15.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about having 15 here.
Yeah, do you think that's a good number?
Let's see, they show like 3 per, right? So it's like going up to 5.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we could start with 15, and if it looks like way too many, we could take some off. Just see what it looks like with 15.
If it even allows us this big capacity, in this landing page versus admin bro. I don't know. Maybe we should just check in with the devs. What's possible there? Like how many we can actually fit in.
The initial thought, I think, behind this was also to link out to like a filtered page.
Can you do that? On the explore button, we can do that? That would be perfect.
As far as I understand,
link to like project/nature, and it would go to the filtered page of that category.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of where you were starting with that. Because here we link to a blog post, but initially we were thinking of linking to a landing page in a sense that has like a filtered list of projects for that campaign, like a campaign page.
Yeah, like we could just link to Giveth projects page with the nature filter.
Yeah. Yes, if that's possible.
Perfect. Yeah, I think we can. I didn't realize that they also had a button there, so I think that that's perfect.
Okay, we just need to double check that that's possible.
Okay. And we're
So
hoping
that
to
way
do
we
this
could.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. That way we could just do the most appealing projects, in the first, in this like featured section. If we have only space for 5 or 10, probably should check in how much we can really squeeze in. But then we can follow up the formula that, Lauren mentioned, that most, active projects actually that are now posting updates, looking good, so they're representative.
Well, how would you feel, Nicola, on Friday if we get together and work on this together? That'll be the 31st, and we can kind of like play around and see what it looks like. Do we need any design stuff from the devs at this point, or from the designers at this point for this campaign?
I mean, by the way we have it right now, in the future we could look at that, but I think for this update, since we want to do it now, I would think it really just comes down to this title here, that we choose what that copy is. And then I assume this link here should then link us to the projects page with the pre-filter, which already has graphics on it, right? So.
Right. So I guess then the only thing, the information that Nicola and I would probably need first is just what the title will be and the hashtag. And then we can get together, if Nicola wants to, we can get together on Friday and put this up for this campaign. And then we can also kind of like, once you guys have access, then the comms team could start taking over more of the responsibility on a regular basis. But I would be happy to experiment and pilot this first campaign.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's hack on this Friday.
Amazing. Thank you. And I wrote like some copy idea. We also have this hashtag bot, but I wrote a copy idea which might be lame, but like, yeah, we just need to flesh that out. So, okay, perfect. And we will then aim to have this update go out on Monday for the start of April. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's realistic. Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I think once we make the changes in the ad, like, so where instead of changing things in the admin, they instantly reflect, or I mean, within 10 minutes or whatever, when they rebuild the homepage, it would then change it right away, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's like the same as, it's like it just changes things like on the site from Admin Bro.
So how about whenever we change it and we get it looking to what we think looks good, we just make a note in the comms channel and ping you guys and get some thumbs up from people?
Yeah. And then what we can do as well, yeah, that sounds good. And then what we can do after that is get, like maybe we could write a couple of different tweet threads, like featuring 5 of the projects at a time and being like, these are our feature projects for Earth Day or whatever, that we can tweet it over the next couple of months while it's up there.
Cool. So I'll plan to do that. We'll just ping you guys in the channel once we've got what feels good for us. I don't think it will, like, there's too much risk. I don't think there's too much risk at all.
No, keep this simple.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then we can always add on to this if we want for later campaigns. But yeah, great. And then regarding just to conscious of time, like what's up on Giveth, that's also something that we want to update, I think, sooner than later. And so that's the same spiel. Would love to get more input on this from others. Like so far, had some input from Lauren, but there's an issue here where it would be just great to, just to see what everyone else thinks. And the main thing here is, there's a couple of things. Like we basically need to make sure that we have copy prepared and so some text prepared and then also imagery. So I wanted to see if anyone would be interested to step in on that.
Sure. What? Let me get where you are.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, in the agenda, we have like links to everything. So there's like the issue itself, and here there's also the link to the.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I think that's the same thing. It could also be brainstormed here, and we can eventually like put in bold like the ones that we're going to go with. I don't mind using Notion as like a brainstorm. I think it's better to have it sometimes in one place, but it's also like we also have the referral program launching, for example, that I'm going to give my input on that I would personally like to see here for April. And we already have like graphics that have been generated for that. And we have like easy copy to pull from. So yeah, I would love to hear from anyone else there. We have the issue to compile input. So
okay, 92.
And setting kind of a date around that. Maybe we can then aim to have an update go out for what's up on Giveth, just to kind of give ourselves a deadline. How about the end of next week to push it out live on Admin Bro, which gives us some time just to organize, to make decisions on what those pieces of content are and get the graphics set up in the copy.
I'm pretty confident that you all will have access by then. So as far as access to Admin Bro goes, that should be totally doable by that date.
Okay. If anyone else has an objection, let me know. But for now, then I'll put that in. Okay. Great. Well, then that maybe we'll leave the mandatory update for Giveth project. We can work on an issue around that. Thank you for flagging that, Nicola. And we can gather some input for this. I just wanted to, I think like maybe we can talk about the SEO briefly while we have everyone on the call here. Or should we leave that for next week with more time?
I would love to talk about it, or at least just get an update of like where we're at or what this. I just want to know. I haven't been paying attention to the SEO discussion since like a while ago when we were improving it on our DAP, and I want to know like who's looking at it and where they're at and how we can push it forward.
Yeah, sorry, Lauren. I have to go in like literally 1 minute, but I'll try to give you a quick update. So basically, there were some technical things that we needed to change in terms of pages that weren't being ranked properly, or just like issues with certain pages loading. So those are being fixed by the dev team. Like the main thing that we can do as a comms team is basically start to make new landing pages. So that's also one that was kind of stuck. Like I posted. Let me see if I can find it, but I made a outline for a landing page, but I think it like got stuck because of all the other things that we're doing. So I think we just need to start, working on that one again, and then maybe once a week we could have a new landing page with a new topic. And like these would basically be pages that wouldn't be in the main navigation, but they would be things that people would see when they do a search for certain keywords that we want to rank for. So like that's sort of like the main thing. Let me follow up with you on the landing page that I started on, and then maybe like next week. Yeah, I mean maybe even we could start the comms call with talking about that. So, I mean, because we always leave it for the end. So maybe next week. We could lead with that instead.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, let's do that. Now that we're through like some of these launches and such, I think that's good. And also another topic would be interesting to talk about is going back to the metrics Claire had presented a couple of weeks ago. Maybe we can continue that conversation as well. Or like reporting.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Sounds good.
We do, as a big FYI, have a Giveth Essentials GitHub walkthrough now. So here, actually. So yeah, you're like would welcome you to stay, and we're gonna go through GitHub in some detail. But otherwise, if you can't stay, hope you have a great one, and thanks so much for your input today.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks, everyone.